What's good, YouTube? It's Justice I Used to Be Pay, and I'm back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how Doja Cat kind of self-sabotaged over the last year to 2 years. And I think everything that she's done has been very strategic. And I think, well, not everything, but most of it has been strategic. And I think most of it has been on purpose. Now, this may be a shocker to you if you don't follow me on TikTok or anywhere else, but I'm actually a really big Doja Cat fan. I've been a big Doja Cat fan. I don't know why I just said it like that. Doja Cat fan since Hot Pink. So a couple of years now, I've been a pretty big fan of her. She's one of my favorite new artists, regardless, male, female, whatever. She's always been one of my favorites. So if you didn't know that, now you do. And also, I know Doja Cat hates these type of videos where people break down what's going on in her career and what she's doing. So if she sees this, she'll probably hate me. She'll probably, leave mean tweets about me like Nicki did. But whatever. It's just my opinion. This is all opinion based, by the way. This is not fact. Just want to get that out there so I can't get sued. And I think she's low-key been tearing down that perfect pop star image of herself for the past 2 years now. Well, not low-key, very high-key actually. And maybe you could even say all the way back to the chat room incident thing. But I think more specifically over the last 2 years, very drastically, she's been trying to change her image. Doja Cat saw herself becoming one of the biggest pop stars in the world, an icon, pop culture, superstar, social media superstar. And I think it wasn't quite the way she wanted it to be. I think she did want to be popular. She did want to have success with her music, but the way that things were turning out were just a little bit off. Doja Cat had a great image. She was well liked. She didn't really do anything too controversial. She pretty much stood in a box of pop stars where, not to say that she wasn't unique, because obviously she was, but she didn't really stand out too crazy from like your average pop star, your average, female rap in terms of like major megastar. She didn't really stick out. She wasn't that different. And I think that really bothered her, because I'm going to just keep it a buck. I love Doja Cat, so I mean no disrespect by this. But Doja Cat's a weirdo. Like, she's weird. Like, that's just who she is. And I think that she saw herself being in this kind of cookie cutter pop star box, pop star lane, and didn't really like it. Now, of course, she's also a rapper as well. But still, she saw herself in that lane where she's like, Ariana Grande, that type of, and she was like, this really isn't me. And it's really not her. Like, the girl got on by putting on a cow suit and saying moo a whole bunch of times. Like, she's not, like, she's just weird. Like, let's just put it like that. And I think that this perfect cookie cutter image that she was kind of forced into really made her uncomfortable, and it really made it a lot easier for the label to control her. It really made it a lot easier for people to pull her left, right, and center. It also made her want to quit. I feel like when she got in that era where she was just really, really unhappy, she was saying she was going to retire from music. She was saying she didn't want to do shows. She didn't want to do anything after like the whole, I think it was a show in, I want to say it was in Brazil, but I'm not sure. I don't really remember. Or maybe it was like Uruguay. I don't know. She had a show somewhere in Latin America. It went really bad. The show didn't happen. Like, there was just a whole bunch of stuff going on with Doja Cat that really just made her extremely unhappy. And I think one of the core reasons of this was her not being able to really be herself and being forced into this Doja Cat box. This is Doja Cat. I don't care what you are. I don't care who you are outside, but you're going to be this when it's time to be Doja Cat. And I feel like that kind of made her uncomfortable. And I think she became really unhappy because who Doja Cat was in terms of the artist and who she actually was as a person was becoming extremely different. Now, of course, you're not going to be the same person you are in front of millions of fans and in front of cameras as you are at home. Like, it's never going to be the same thing. But just in general, they were becoming extremely different, just very, very drastically different. And I think it made her very uncomfortable, and it wasn't something she wanted to do. So she pretty much decided to sabotage that perfect pop star sex appeal thing and try to just do something that was different, but not only do something that was different, something that felt a lot more comfortable to her. So she shaved her head, she shaved her eyebrows, she started messing with a whole bunch of different aesthetics. She did the whole demon thing, the tattoos. Like, I feel like this was all an attempt to kind of break off from that mainstream cookie cutter pop star vibe. She just doesn't want to be that, and that really isn't her at like her core. That just isn't her. And it also felt like she was fighting not only the labels and the music industry as a whole, but like the media as well. The media who think they know everything about her life. Ironic, I know. The media who put in opinions on everything she does. The media who tell her she should look like this and not look like that, tell her she looked better when she was thicker, and she looks worse now that she's lost weight, and tell her, I think this was all kind of a pushback against everything. So it was mostly a pushback against this image that they've created for her, that they want her to be. It was a pushback against the labels who thought they could control her and push her and pull her. It was a pushback against pop culture as a whole and media members and people who are critics online who talk about her. Ironic, I know. But I think everything she's done over the past 2 years has really just been to get rid of that perfect pop star image. Because sure, she may have lost out on a little bit of the mainstream clout, she still is mainstream, but a little bit of like the mainstream pop star fan base that just generically is there for pretty much every pop star. She may lose out on that. She may lose out on, certain, little, collectives of fans as well. But overall, I feel like it was worth it for her because I think she feels a lot more comfortable today than where she was when Planet Her dropped. Because I think Planet Her was like the epitome of pop star Doja Cat, because I still like the album, but it just felt extremely pop. Everything about her was pop culture. Everything about her was kind of pushed into this narrative that was really, really good for mainstream media, really, really good for PR, really, really good for everything in terms of that. But it wasn't really super authentic to Doja Cat, at least in my opinion. Again, I don't know the lady, but from what she's shown online and what she's shown in her music, that was, it was cool, but it felt like that was the epitome of her being a pop star, and the label wanting her to do this, the media wanting her to do that, and her pretty much fitting into those little cardboard boxes that they wanted to put her in. And honestly, some of this stuff may even be why she lashed out at her fans over the past year or 6 months, or however soon it was, however late it was, I don't really remember. But that may also be a part of it as well. The fans thinking that Doja Cat should be this, she should be that, she should do this, she should do that. Doja Cat, you need to love us. That might be even a part of it too. Now, I'm not saying she was right to lash out at her fans, because there's pretty much no way to really justify it all the way and say she was 100% in the right. But still, this may have even played a part into why she was lashing out on fans as well. And it also may have to do with some of the stuff regarding her alleged boyfriend, but I think that may have played a part in it as well. And we may be seeing the kind of consequences of this whole thing in the sales of her album Scarlet, which just finished at 72K first week. Now, those aren't bad numbers, but those are nowhere near the type of numbers that Doja Cat should probably be getting, because not only does Doja Cat have a #1 song leading into this album, she also has 70 million monthly listeners on Spotify, and those two things combined should at least guarantee you 120, maybe even 150. I was thinking she would sell over 150, but I feel like her kind of sabotaging herself in this image recently may have played a part into why these sales are lower, but I think it was a trade-off that she would do 10 times out of 10. And it's also the sales for the album are high, but it's not like she's completely lost her luster and she's no longer a star. She's no longer mainstream, because Paint the Town Red is #1 right now. And it went #1 2 weeks ago. It got interrupted, but still, it's had 2 weeks at the #1 spot. So it's not like she's just completely lost. She's no longer a star. She's an underground artist now. No, she just kind of slightly changed her image. She still has that pop star luster, but she doesn't have the entire package of a pop star where she's perfectly cookie cutter. She's a pretty girl who does this, doesn't do that. She stays, cute and polite. She doesn't have to do all that, which is kind of what they make most pop stars do, especially female pop stars. And I don't feel like Doja Cat really hates her fans. I feel like she kind of hates the generic, mainstream fans who are just kind of trend riders of whatever's popular at the moment, whatever pop star is hot at that moment. I feel like she kind of hates those fans that are kind of adjacent to Kim Kardashian fans, the Kardashian family fans, you know what type of people I'm talking about. People who aren't really diehards of Doja Cat, but they just in general like pop music and like pop stars, so they'll just kind of flake and go over to whatever's popular at the moment. That's why in her song Attention, she says, "You follow me, but you don't really care about the music." Because I think there was a lot of people who just follow Doja Cat because it's it's Doja Cat. She's a pop star. I got to follow her. I got to pay attention to her. But she doesn't really want that. She really wants people who are really dedicated to her and her music. She really wants a strong fan base. So I think that also played a factor into why she's done this total image change, because the only people who are still going to be left supporting Doja Cat heavily after all this stuff are probably going to be Doja Cat fans. Real Doja Cat fans. Because as ridiculous as it sounds and as fickle as it sounds, something as simple as shaving your head, especially for a woman, that could lose you fans. Even female fans who might be why is she doing that? She's so weird. Shaving your eyebrows, that could lose you fans. Getting weird tattoos, that could lose you fans. Posting weird stuff on Instagram, that could lose you fans. Not like real diehard fans, but the fickle fans who are just following you because you're popular, that could lose you fans. So I feel like she kind of did all of this on purpose. Maybe not to the effect that it actually happened, but she definitely planned to do this. And I will say, regardless of all her actions, I think Scarlet is a great album. Like her album that just came out, I really like it. I'm enjoying it. It's more something that I like a lot, or it's something that I like a lot more than Planet Her. It feels a little bit more authentic to Doja Cat. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're both just silly little pop records that she just dropped just cause. But I like this album a lot more. It feels a little bit more personal to her, and it's definitely better than Planet Her. So I've been enjoying it regardless of all the shenanigans and stuff going on before this album and after even. I'm really enjoying this album. And to end it off, I really don't think she's actually satanic and all that stuff. I know people are going to be like, bro, she did the devil stuff. I don't really think she is. Because if you listen to her music, she never mentions the devil. She never mentions Satan. I think it was just kind of to be like, ooh, Illuminati. You know how artists do. I don't really think she really is satanic, especially because like she's mentioned the devil like one time. And that was, ooh, she the devil, she a bad little, she a rebel. That was pretty much it. So I don't really think she's satanic. I think this was more of an image thing, more of a scary, oh, I'm Illuminati, I'm kind of like how Cardi does, how Uzi does. And let me call out the hypocrisy on that, because all the Cardi, Uzi, and whoever fans are like, oh my God, Doja Cat's satanic. She worships the devil. Y'all mess with Doja Cat? Y'all listen to that devil music? Bruh. Your favorite artist is Playboy Cardi. He's wearing an upside down cross in the cover, a whole lot of red. Like, come on now. Let's be fair. If you're gonna call out Doja Cat, if you're a hip hop listener watching this video and you call out Doja Cat for all that stuff, you gotta call out Uzi. You gotta call out Playboy Cardi, because come on now, like, let's be fair. But in all honesty, I do believe Doja Cat kind of sabotaged that perfect pop star image on purpose. I don't think it was a mistake. I don't think this was her just crashing her career and this being a PR nightmare. Well, maybe it is, but I think it was more so on purpose. I don't think she liked that area that she was in as a pop star. I think she was comfortable being popular, don't get me wrong, but I don't think she liked where she was headed and what type of box she was being put in. So she did this to herself to give her that freedom to kind of do what she wanted, because look, she's already done what she's done. She's shaved her head. She's done all the crazy stuff on Instagram and all. She's done what she's done. The people who were fickle Doja Cat fans have already jumped off the bandwagon. Now she's kind of free to do whatever, and I think that was her goal the entire time. But maybe I'm wrong. This is just my opinion. Don't take it too serious. I'm just a dude in his room making YouTube videos. Like, it's really not that deep. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you do, you do. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment telling me why I'm wrong or telling me why I'm right. Who knows? Maybe Doja Cat will see this video and, maybe she'll leave me a threat or something. I don't know. Maybe she'll be mad at this video. And maybe I'll be 0-2 in terms of some of my favorite female rappers liking me. Who knows? But that's the end of this video. If you liked it, leave a like, leave a subscribe. Have a great day. Be safe. Be blessed. Peace.